Hello everyone, I'm back again, and well actually pretty quickly I might add. Since I've been getting a lot of time off, I finally have been able to start churning out these reviews like clockwork. And this time, as promised, I am going to review Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings, the one movie licensed game on this. Well, that I've reviewed yet. And hence the reason why I kissed this precious coin of mine and put the hat on. Anyway, plus whistling the theme, that was a dead giveaway. Anyway, I'm gonna raise this as a question a lot of times. Why did this get kicked? Why was this beat out in favor of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull behind the scenes? I mean, let's start off with the synopsis. He plays Indiana Jones, obviously, and I swear to God, he's voiced by Adam West, but I'm not really sure. He sounds like a cross between Harrison Ford and Adam West, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, for as far as I'm concerned, you start off in Sudan to retrieve some kind of ram head from Germans in 1939. I guess that's the very beginning of the Nazi Party, so I'm still going to call them Nazis. You gotta dodge your old rival, Magnus Voller, who's a lot like Belloc from Raiders of the Lost Ark. He even sounds like him. Anyway, you manage to dodge him. You go from place to place, including Sudan, San Francisco, Nepal, Istanbul, Paraguay. Well, not Paraguay, but I gotta remember them in order. First came Sudan, then San Francisco, then South America. I think it was Panama, Central America. Then there was Turkey, Istanbul to be correct. And then there was Nepal, and there was finally the last battle on the Odin, the German airship. Spoiler alert. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil the entire game because I want you to play it, but for as far as I'm concerned, it was released on the DS, the Wii, the PlayStation 2. I was lucky to get it on the Wii. And it also turns out there was a exclusive co-op story mode starring Indy and his father, Henry Jones Sr., unfortunately no longer played by Sean Connery. God, Harrison Ford and Sean Connery working together for the first time in God knows how many years. That'd be awesome. And you also get this other exclusive story mode that I've never finished, called Indiana Jones and the Story of Atlantis or something like that. It was something involving Atlantis. Anyway, I never finished it because I couldn't get past the first couple of levels and I lost the game. I don't know where it went, I just lost it. Anyway, what do I like about this game? Well, it's a great story because you're looking for the Staff of frickin' Moses. I can understand how that would be an outcry from extreme, radical, serious Christians out there, but then again, they gave him permission to put the Holy Grail in. I don't think they're gonna mind if you put in the Staff of Moses. Plus, he found the Ark of the Covenant, the Shankara stones, and the Holy Grail. I'm not counting the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull because I'm putting this in its place. Now, I don't hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm just going to put it out there, I don't hate it. Sure, there's a bit too much CGI, but how could you expect an entire set to crumble and not kill anyone? And I know it was a problem that they put aliens in there, but come on. They put a ghost of a knight that's been there for thousands of years guarding the Holy Grail. There were spirits coming out of the Ark of the Covenant that melted people's faces off and blew them up. There was a person getting his frickin' heart ripped out and lured into a burning incinerator while still alive. If you can extend your suspension of disbelief to that, you can handle aliens. Besides, didn't anyone, like the Angry Video Game Nerd said, didn't anyone do their homework? Didn't they say the that the Crystal Skull were rumored to be extraterrestrials? Anyway, I gotta get on with this before it turns into a rant. Now anyway, it's a good story, the characters are pretty good, but there's one character that I really wish I could see more often. The girl version of Short Round in this game is Susie Tan. Honestly, where was she? Is she just one of those throwaway characters that you just come across and you leave alone in favor of some British photographer turned spy named Maggie O'Malley? Indie. Always going for the European ones, huh? First there was Dr. Schneider, then there was Marion, who I swear was not exactly American because it's just that she has that kind of very weird tint in the accent that kind of threw me off. But anyway, this is major nitpicking, and it shouldn't even count as nitpicking. Anyway, I keep getting off track. Anyway, let me see. Characters are good, gameplay's nice, you get all your weapons, heck, you even get a gun. Yeah, this is the kind of game that got me into the revolver craze. So, what do I not like about this game? Honestly, it is hard as hell. Even playing on easy mode, it was difficult. As soon as I got to the last battle, which was the Odin, when you're moving a crane around, knocking Nazi soldiers off, and one shot can kill you instantly, when really last couple of times it took tons of shots to kill you. You gotta move around as fast as you can, get really into the game, and knock as many down as you can until one of the crates are dropped out of the Odin, and you can finally make a break for it. That part, good God, I got so angry on that. Seriously, the angry video game nerd would be telling me to calm down at that point. One-hit kills are one of the things I'm not very fond of in games, but honestly, it's a gunshot to the face, I think it was, or was it to the heart, but either way, from the bottom of your chest up to the top of your head, any gunshot there, you're not gonna survive. Well, I beg to differ because bad experience. Anyway, well, bad experience with gunshots tells otherwise with me, but anyway. Plus there are quick time events that were a little tricky for me to deal with, but after beating the game once, it was pretty easy. Then the final chase in the end, it was rather fun, and the ending was pretty funny. But it also was very hard because you couldn't see where you were going half the time. But it was overall pretty damn easy. You even get a couple of Indy's trademark quotes in there. You got some decent character modeling, some nice FMV, and a very slim possible romance between Indy and Maggie, but really it's more underplayed than anything you'll ever see in your life. Honestly, it's an okay game. Some critics didn't like it, some did. It received mixed to average reviews, but overall, nobody really remembers this game. I just wanted to review it just so I can get it out there because I really believe that there's potential in this game. I really wish it actually became what the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was gonna be. I mean, I did do my homework behind the scenes of the whole thing. They didn't want to do the movie in the beginning, and then they didn't want to do the movie in the beginning, and then they figured, I guess one won't hurt because fan praise and all that, and then they wanted it to be the son of Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones and the son of Indiana Jones, and then there was Indiana Jones and the Martian Men. Then there was Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and then there was Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So the movie went through a lot of name changes, even including Indiana Jones and the Saucermen. Because, honestly, it was Lucas's idea to put in aliens, but don't give him too much crap. I mean, for a guy who's done 3 horrible movies, I'm not counting Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so shut the hell up. For a guy who's done 3 bad movies, he's done 3 really, really, really good ones. That's all he's remembered for, honestly. He's only remembered for Star Wars and a little help on Indy. But I'm here to talk about the game, not the movie, so overall, Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings is what the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull should have been. It's pretty good, has its flaws, but it also is pretty good. I think it's a little more focused on the story than it is the characters, personally. Because we all know who Indy is. I just really wish that we had these characters that weren't just one-dimensional or cast aside for the story and all that. But then again, Indiana Jones has never really been about characters. I guess that's one thing about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that really threw people off. It just was more about finding out about these characters rather than the story, and I guess that didn't really appeal to people as much as it should have. Anyway, I'll give this game a solid review of 3.5 stars out of 5. Not the best, but I still like it. It's not on par with great games like the No More Heroes series, Mad World, Soul Calibur, or Resident Evil by any means. But, well, speaking of Soul Calibur and Mad World, I think I might want to review that later. Nah, I want to take a break from reviewing games and talk about something on the other side of the spectrum that I also really enjoy. Animes. Well, just one anime. Don't worry, I'm not like a weeaboo or anything like that where I think of Japanese. Far from it. Don't worry, compared to most on the internet, I'm the sanest man who ever lived. So, see you around. See ya.